Hello Cybermyth combatants, we wanted to take you through a little of what makes Neon Abyss 2 tick and dive into the upgraded Abyss for this IGN exclusive. We are jumping into the Abyss today in 4-player multiplayer to take you through a little bit of chaos, checking out the overhauled weapons, our new faith system, and a few of the characters that you'll be able to unlock along the way. With our starter Nick and unlockable characters Elise, Lucia and Shren. First of all, one of the biggest upgrades in the upgraded Abyss is our new 4-player multiplayer. While you'll need to work as a team to fight the new gods and to progress between each level of the Abyss, you and up to 3 friends or randoms can free roam throughout each level. This means that you can pick fights alone or as a team, get there first to nab the good loot, or split it with your friends. We can also see some elements of our faith system here, as the consumerism faith has provided a little coin boost if we can get to it, which will hopefully help us to unlock the temple. And you can see the progress towards that over on the right with the slowly filling gold bar. As we progress through the floor, we'll find plenty of drops with coins, keys, grenades, health and some artifacts here and there. Though you might not want to wear them yourself, things like these century-old dentures can synergize with our faith system or with your weapons to hit harder or unlock faster, with a little bit of chaos always welcome in the Abyss. Shop areas give you a spot to grab new weapons, bolster your defences, or in our case move towards unlocking the faith temple. With random draws, it is up to the gods of RNG if we'll find anything useful, but with 4 players and our own playstyles, there is bound to be something useful here. And while our team was shopping, there we've unlocked our first faith temple. This one is the Temple of Consumerism, and like all capitalism, it'll give us the opportunity to, spend more money. We unlocked it with money, we need money to use it. Welcome to a glorious abyssal future. So as we continue, we will have to make the decision between sacrificing a little health to get into new places. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not, but it is a gamble we all have to make. This one was slightly worthwhile, as I had somebody else ready to give some health while I snapped up that dropped heart. And so as a team, we're onto our first big deal, Sunny, the god of Blindbox. Sunny will launch their own attacks, but in addition will draw random upgraded bears to attack you as well. After we get them halfway down, the new gods will of course be fortified with void power, but with our crack team of professional gamers, even that won't be enough to save them. And as we drop into the second level, the luck of the draw gives us the consumerism once more, but this could be one of a few different faiths which can all affect how you play around in the Abyss, with each temple giving you different capabilities, boosts, weapons and more. We should be able to make it through this level pretty quick. So we'll get on with it and get to the next new god. And here, while we're fighting Kurita, god of emojis, you may notice that each of the characters does have their own unique abilities. Our player one is the Eastern Taoist Tren, whose ability lies in grabbing near misses with enemy projectiles to unlock a power that provides a short period of invincibility and the ability to negate projectiles altogether. So let's see how we do. Weapon upgrades whisk you off into a void zone, something you may have seen happening with our friends in this Abyss journey. You'll get an option of 2 weapon upgrades earned by defeating bosses and recycling your weapons, so just choose wisely, yeah? Let's get on with it. We'll also unlock a few Hatchimons along the way here. Each of these provides a little boost in their own way, helping you to take on the myriad enemies of the Abyss 2.0. We don't want to give away any spoilers, so we're not going to showcase Hatchimon evolution right now, but Cybermyth combatants will also find new super pets awaiting in the upgraded Abyss, which provide even more deadly, helpful, or otherwise chaotic powers to help on your journey. Super pets are evolved by fusing together regular Hatchmons, and once you've hatched the right combination, your Hatchmons will automatically evolve into a super pet, with each of these having their own unique benefits. It's not entirely front and centre, but we have also overhauled the visuals for the Abyss 2.0. Each level of the Abyss now has its own distinct style and theme, though it is all filled with absolute carnage, especially if this group of agents has anything to do with it. Marvel at the new backdrops and environments, but make sure that you're keeping an eye on the enemies because, and I cannot stress this enough, you are not meant to be letting them hit you. To make things a little fairer, you'll find that each agent in the Abyss can only pick up 1 artifact from things like artifact rooms. The reason for this, among some other elements, is that no one person should hold that much power, but to be honest, we also knew that we'd get complaints. Everything in the Abyss has been balanced to ensure it'll provide a great experience, whether you're playing solo or with friends, but do remember that this is an early access title, and your feedback is crucial to ensuring this balance continues. Let's see how we get on. You may well notice that things are getting a little more chaotic as we play, and this is all due to synergy between weapons and artifacts, where players can find countless combinations to boost, multiply, and otherwise empower yourself and your friends. Let's see how big we can go, and hope we make it through. In the Abyss 2.0 we have a whole suite of new weapons, and these aren't all just guns but now include swords, knuckles, magical weapons and even sporting equipment. Each weapon comes with its own powers, but it also has a huge number of synergies, and players can unlock these through artifacts, faith, consumables and more. Let's see how we go. As we move down each floor of the Abyss, we will of course find that the enemies get harder, but we should also notice that, especially with 4 of us, the weapons, upgrades and synergies mean that we get a little tougher ourselves. In addition to hitting harder and hitting faster, there are also plenty of shield pickups available, as well as artifacts that can boost health, reduce damage and generally make you harder to hit. Or you could just try not getting hit at all. That would probably work. Let's try that. Let's give it a go. It is important to remember that whether you're using a gun, sword, knuckles, magic, a tennis racket or a disembodied haunted unicorn, in multiplayer it is possible to provide synergy through each of your weapons, artifacts, faith, curios, relics, wonders and individual player powers. A weapon that gets more powerful the more coins you have is great, but then combining this with faith, artifacts and items which help you gather more coins will boost your damage. When you're splitting the chaos 4 ways, communication is key to make sure that you're boosting not just yourself, but each other. Get it right and it might actually feel like you know what you're doing and that you're not just 4 raccoons in a Cybermyth trenchcoat. Maybe. I'm making no promises here. We've built up a pretty good arsenal of weapons and synergies here, but it doesn't mean that we're invincible. You can perish while battling in the Abyss, but unlike the solo experience with multiplayer, there are always ways that we can help each other. Ghost agents, which actually sounds much cooler than it is, are able to assist in the fight by throwing ghostly ectoplasm at enemies, but this is a little underpowered and doesn't come with all of the synergies we've gathered so far. Ghost agents can pick up a shield or a heart to spring back to fully fledged combat ready life, but living agents can also sacrifice one of their own heart containers to get their friend back in the battle. It is important to remember to help each other or none of us are getting out of this Abyss alive. And that is, I'm afraid, the end of today's adventure, but we will be back with you soon as Neon Abyss launches into early access on July 17th. We really hope to see you there in the upgraded Abyss soon, and thanks once again to IGN for having us here today.